Hello, Bruce Kittle, Hidden Pearl Studio. Hope you are well. Thank you for joining me for another Mindful Monday. So if you're watching this on a Monday, I hope you had a great weekend. If you're not, no matter, whatever works for you, I appreciate you joining. And thank you for being here. I mean that really from the bottom of my heart. So the more of us that practice and try to make some of these efforts about transforming ourselves in order to transform the world, the greater opportunity we have. So never doubt for a minute the power that you have about the energy that you project. So just really encourage you with that. So thank you very, very much for joining me. So get comfortable in any which way that works for you. So seated on a cushion, whatever traditional style, and or laying down. That is all good. So just relax into it a little bit. Feel yourself. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. If you're not, that's okay. Kind of a open stared gaze, maybe at the floor, just something constant is also okay, whatever works. Okay, so let's take a few cleansing breaths. We're going to inhale through the nose and we're going to exhale out through the mouth, kind of big, exaggerated. Okay, just releasing with each breath, kind of intake if you want. Sometimes I like to visualize or have an intention of some kind of joy, love, kindness, courage, anything like that. So I want to inhale that in and then exhale out. Either an affirmation that I've accomplished that, I am that. So if I inhale love, I exhale, I am love, whatever that may be. Or you could exhale something that you're holding on to. So anything like that. So just release and let go, particularly as you exhale with your body. So anyway, so let's give that a shot. Here we go. I am working on that. So we're going to inhale and exhale. There you go. So you're inhaling in again through the nose, fill up the chest all the way in, maybe down into the belly, hold for one count, and we are exhaling. Very nice. All right, invite you to return to your regular breath. Just settle in. If you can get just a little bit more comfortable, please do so. And with our breath here, we're just going to take a few moments to kind of check in. So first, I'd like to check in with the body. As we know, the body is always present. So if we can move ourselves and be into an embodied state, we have a little greater opportunity to be fully present, again, with the body. So just let's start. Just really feel your feet on the ground or whatever body part is really connected and weighted to the earth. So feel that. And remember, the earth does have an electric charge and we are a bunch of energy. And so we get grounded literally when we have feet on the earth. So you can kind of feel that. Maybe feel an alignment of your energetic field with the earth. But do encourage you to feel the connectedness, the alignment, centered and grounded with the Earth Mother. And just know that she's always available too. If you're able to kind of release and let go, she will take any of the toxins that we carry so that you can let go of those things. So just relax. So with each breath now too, just if you're really tight in a body spot, so if something's holding on, a muscle group or whatever, and we all hold different things in our bodies at different times, just encourage you to try to find that, and with each breath, maybe just let go just a little bit more. Free that body part up. Okay. So now let's just check in then energetically what we're bringing in. And at this point, I just really want to emphasize that there is no judgment, there is no right or wrong. So whatever energetic kind of field that you're bringing is okay. It's just having an awareness of that energetic field. And what do I mean by that? So we can just be carrying a lot of weight. We can kind of be in a negative set of energy. We can be in a little bit more positive energetic focus. It's just developing an awareness to know energetically kind of where we're at, where our body is. And sometimes it's okay to recognize, and again, we don't have to get rid of anything, but sometimes we might want to just, check certain energies at the door to free ourselves up a little bit. So whatever works for you, but again, no judgment, all of this, and really know that meditation and mindfulness is simply paying attention to what is. That's all we're doing. Paying attention to what is. So whatever is in my body is okay. Whatever is in my heart, emotions and feelings, is okay. Whatever's going through my mind, it is okay. Whatever my spirit is doing, however it's connected to source, whatever that means for you, is okay. There's no judgment. All right? It's knowing, just seeing what it is. So check in. So we did that energetically. Check in just emotionally if you're holding on to a bunch of stuff. Again, the only thing we're doing is just not getting pulled away and swept down into it. That's all we're trying to avoid. So I like to think of it, I thought of this the other day. One of my favorite vacation spots is Bourbon Street in New Orleans. And if any of you have been there, lots of little narrow streets and alleys. And down every single street and alley, there are a bunch of doors. And behind every single door is another opportunity for a different experience. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. So, and when we meditate, it's a little bit like walking down Bourbon Street, because there's all these little doorways and alleys that call to us. We can hear the music playing, people laughing and giggling, and it's a story or something that a thought or an emotion that we want to kind of go into. And just for these few moments that we're trying to meditate, we're just trying to be aware enough that, you know what, that doorway's okay, but for right now, I'm just going to stay right here in the middle and just kind of notice and say, thank you for showing up, but I'm not coming through the doorway right now. Okay? And that's all we're doing. And you know what? No matter what and no matter who we are, sometimes our mind will just, it'll find its way into that doorway or down that alley no matter what. And it's okay. And so just if all of a sudden you realize you're in some room, and it may be a pretty cool room, and there may be a lot of things going on, but for this time, we're going to say, oh, excuse me, I got to meet my friends back out in the street, and just come on out, come on back to where you were, and just get back to your breath. Okay, so with that, so we can set some things down, be aware of them, and everything is okay. So all good there. So let's I'd like to take 3 more breaths, and we're going to inhale through the mouth. I'm going to use my little small straw technique, which is you kind of purse your mouth and like you're sucking through a really tiny straw. And so we'll inhale that way, nice and full, deep into the lungs and the belly, and then we'll exhale out through the nose. So let's just do 2 of those to kind of just take that, and then we'll go. So we're going to inhale. And exhale. Very nice. We're just holding at the count. Let's give that about a 3 or 4 count at the top. All right. Very, very nice. So just invite you to get settled, eyes closed if you're comfortable with it, relaxed position. I want to talk about weighted branches. So we just had a snowstorm in New Mexico where I'm at, and we have evergreens all over the place, and it was super heavy, wet snow, and there was no wind, and it just kept piling up. And all of the trees and all the branches everywhere, bushes, everything was so weighted down. And so I just want you to step in and visualize and just breathe into being a big evergreen tree. So just give you a second. Just be the tree. If this is new for you, just go with it and do whatever. Just give it a try. And then I want you to have your branches out. And then I want you to feel the snow coming. Heavy, 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 wet snow. And it's just clinging to your branches, to the little evergreeny things. And then slowly, the weight piles up because it's thick. I mean, we had almost 7 inches, and it was thick. And then all these branches start to bend because they're not used to carrying that kind of weight. So I just want you to feel that and be that branch. And just the kind of correlation for our lives is that we carry so much stuff. So we have heavy snowfalls in our lives. So it could be illness of a loved one. Could be something in our marriage or with our partner or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Our kids, job. And we let a lot of that stuff stick to our branches. So just in this moment where you're that tree and your branches are covered with this heavy, heavy, heavy snow, I just want you to think about maybe some of the things in your life that result in your branches getting so heavy. And just feel them. Feel them on your body. It could be in your shoulders, it might be in your chest, your arms, your back. And we know the mind likes to dump into the body, so there we are, just with all this heavy weighted snow or branches. So there's a few outcomes here, ways to resolve this. So sometimes when we get weighted branches, and just stay right in there, it's heavy. Sometimes the branches get so heavy, and if we're not very flexible, it can get to the point where the branch breaks. And we don't want that. Bad for the tree, and bad for us, bad for the family. So we want to avoid broken branches, right? And sometimes if we can't bend and nothing happens, it could break the trunk, and we don't want to do that, right? We want healthy trunks, healthy branches. So what are we going to do? So one response is we just hold it forever and hope that wind or the sun comes out, the weather changes, and it melts. That's one way, but that's a long hold. And we get tired and worn out, and it's hard to operate when you got those weighted branches. So we don't necessarily just want to wait for it to go away. The other way is if some of the trees that we have are super flexible, so like the willow tree and some of these others, they don't really carry very much because their branches are really pliable and they bend. And when the snow hits it, it may pile up a little bit and then it just falls off. So that's an account to being flexible. So just kind of keep that option in mind. And another option I thought of is, so as I was watching the trees outside of my house, after the snow stopped, the wind really picked up. And we had these big gusts of wind. And when the wind came by, it shook the trees, and the branches, they would be weighted, but then when the wind came, it shook the snow off. And the snow would fly to the ground because it was still heavy and wet, and the branch would be freed, and it would spring back up to its normal position. So I just invite you to think about what's the wind, big gust of wind in your life that can free the weight from your branches. So for me, that is what mindfulness and meditation is for me. So you have that practice, and you have your breath work, which is always, always, always available to you. And we have movement of the body to release all of that stuff. So whether it's yoga or Pilates or weightlifting or whatever it is that you like to do, so body movement is great. And there's all kinds of other things. So I just invite you to think about what's the wind. And so in your life, I just want you to visualize the wind coming by with the weight on your branches, and that snow and the wind just gusting and gusting, and all of a sudden, everything falls off and you're free. And I just wanted you to know that through your mindfulness practice, through your breath work, through the choices that you can make, you have the freedom, the power. You are the wind. And you can release those weighted branches in your own life. All right, it takes some work, not easy, but it is a practice that we can develop. So just encourage you with that. So let's just I'm going to give you 30 seconds to a minute here, and just envision the weight there, and envision your wind coming up and all that weight that you're carrying just dropping off your branches. So just slip into your breath, feel the weight, and then feel the wind come and shake that snow loose. With each breath, just feel the breeze. With each exhale, feel the snow falling from your branches. Feel the freedom. Feel the lightness. Feel the joy. All right, so take a couple breaths and we'll wrap up. I just want to say thank you very much for joining me. I wish you a week of recognizing when your branches get heavy and then trusting the practices that you've developed, the tools, and keep with it and use them and release your branches. Let it go. Holidays can be tough. I'm just sending out love, encouragement, my energy, strength, wisdom, and power to you. Have a great time sharing love, joy, and kindness in this world. Be well. Happy holidays.